Welcome back. This week we'll be looking at adjectives. Adjectives modify nouns and pronouns. That is to say, they clarify, describe, delimit, expand, and qualify words that they agree with. Attributive adjectives can be placed before or after the word they modify. In English, attributive adjectives typically come before the noun, but not always. Let's have a look at some examples. In the part-time teacher, or the happy goblin, part-time and happy are attributive adjectives that come before the noun. In proof positive, or the body corporate, positive and corporate are attributive adjectives that come after the nouns that they are modifying. Predicative adjectives come after linking verbs, such as the verbs to be, to become, to seem, or to appear. They function as complements that qualify the subject of a sentence. They are, as their name suggests, in the predicate of the sentence. Were I to say the goblin seemed happy or the teacher was part-time, happy and part-time are predicative adjectives preceded by the linking verbs seemed and was. Adjectives exist to answer questions. If you are facing challenges, someone might ask you, which challenges? New challenges. How many? Several. What kind of challenges? Challenges of the insurmountable variety. Further examples are words like perfect, important, hot, and absent in these examples. Dates can function as adjectives too, such as in the June 2014 financial statement and the May 18, 2015 graduation ceremony. So do numbers. 4 times, the 5th column, all the students. Cardinal numbers are the written form of numbers, such as 4, whereas ordinal numbers put them in a sequence, such as 5th. Participles and infinitives sometimes function as adjectives. Consider the sentence, the delighted children and the smirking Gruffalo could not decide which ice cream flavours to choose, where delighted, a past participle, smirking, a present participle, and to choose, an infinitive, are adjectives. Adjectives can be marked to indicate a degree. This means that they can take a positive, comparative, or superlative form. Let's look at the sentence, she is bright, in which bright is a positive form. Bright is a quality and, of course, an adjective, but one that can take on varying degrees. She is brighter than he is employs the adjective brighter, allowing for a degree of comparison. In the sentence, she is the brightest student, we use the word brightest in the superlative degree. The comparative form is often made by adding er to the root word. The superlative is often made by adding est. Here are some common examples of adjectives and their various degrees of comparison. Some words take irregular forms in the comparative and superlative, such as good, better, and best. Here is a list of adjectives, marked to indicate degrees, which take an irregular form when doing so. As you can see, more denotes a comparative degree, and most denotes a superlative. Some adjectives cannot be marked to indicate a degree, such as eternal, fatal, impossible, maximum, minimum, perfect, unique, entire, and infinite. Something cannot be more perfect or more eternal, so we refer to them as absolute adjectives. While sometimes necessary, adjectives are often overused. Isaac Asimov railed against what he termed fatty adjectival froth, adjectives which, while they may enrich the text, don't contribute to the meaning of a sentence. Adjectives leave less to the imagination. Take the sentence, the sun went down over the sea. No adjectival description is necessary. While a writer could write half a page about the sun, the sea, their interpersonal relationship, the light blinking off the crests of waves, the gleaming aureole of the last light, and the aurous luminescence of the foam, their reader already knows about the sun and the sea. They can imagine the scene for themselves and will only be tired by too much further description. Mark Twain addressed adjectives as follows. I notice that you use plain, simple language, short words and brief sentences. That is the way to write English. It is the modern way and the best way. Stick to it. Don't let fluff and flowers and verbosity creep in. When you catch an adjective, kill it. No, I don't mean utterly, but kill most of them. Then the rest will be valuable. They weaken when they are close together. They give strength when they are wide apart. An adjective habit, or a wordy, diffuse, flowery habit, once fastened upon a person, is as hard to get rid of as any other vice. When using adjectives, avoid cliches. Snow-capped mountains, fathomless depths, crystal waters, deep, dark woods, and azure skies are all lazy, hackneyed expressions. It is best to let nouns and verbs speak for themselves, and to use adjectives actively, with serious consideration, rather than by default. Rather than the old lady, say the crone. Instead of the large, impressive building, say the edifice. As useful as adjectives are, they should be used sparingly and with purpose. James has more on adjectives for you in the second lecture of this week.